first day? It was the first day yesterday?
Yeah, it was the first day. It was the first day, but I taken care of that particular things with the hot water, ginger, and all the things. So now feeling better. I think it's almost 40% of my voice is proper now.
No, yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah. So let's the other people will join. Then we'll start the session within 2-3 minutes. Yeah, we are proceeding with the session. A very good morning to everyone present in the session. So we are proceeding. Uh, Yesterday, I shared one notebook, Jupyter notebooks, or you can consider as a collab notebook that already I shared to all of you. Yeah, class is just started. Harsh Bhatnagar. I just waited for a few more participants to join, so that's why I'm not started. But we have just started the session. In today's sessions, we are going to see some EDA. I'm going to take some data set. While taking the data sets, I'm going to take care of the some libraries of the Python, that is a NumPy and Pandas. That is a very important for the data manipulations and data cleaning, data pre-processing. So we can proceed with the session. As yesterday, I just imported two libraries here. That is a NumPy and the Pandas. Before moving towards of the NumPy, we have to understand first of all the NumPy and Pandas little bit. Then we can proceed with the EDA. So NumPy is a powerful library for numerical computing in Python, and it provides support for the arrays, matrices, and many mathematical functions to operate on this data structure efficiently. Now, we have to create some array here. How to create an array? That's you should at least have the basic idea of that particular things. Why we are using that array, that is also important, because if you can see it that, like, I'm just going to creating array. So creating 1D array. 1D. 1D means one dimensional array. So already you created, imported your library, that is NumPy, and NumPy is going to be aliased with the NP. So whenever I'm going to use the NumPy, that particular things will be utilized as a NP, not NumPy full terms. So I'm going to create array. This is name of the variable. You can give any name to your variable. So NP is the command. NP, when I'm writing NP means NumPy, because already I imported my library NumPy as NP. So you can just see to it that NP dot. When I click dot, you can see that lot of functions. You can see that of the array. Hope my screen is visible with everyone. So there are lot of functions of the NumPy you can utilize here. But we are going to just see some example of the array. So I'm going to take up the array only. So you can see that array to string, array equal, array and split, all the things. So array is I've taken here. Now I'm going to create one dimensional array to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is I just created. Now if I'm going to select my type of this array 1D or ARR, you can see that my type will show you about this is a NumPy n dimensional array. Here it's a one dimensional, but sometime it might be happen like there will be a 3x3 dimensional as well. There will be the 2D array as well. Like if someone is looking to create a 2D array, how he can go ahead and create it. So like array, for example, np dot array, can see that I just taken with that automatically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I'm going to select about this particular array 2D of this particular things, you can see that my output. And here if you can go ahead and select about the print about array 1D, you can see that print of array 1D. So this is a one dimensional, this is a two dimensional. Also you can create with the 3x3 matrix as well. So just remember it about how to create an array, how to remember as an array, why it is important, because it's a very special function in data science point of view, and it's a powerful library for numerical computing in Python. So it supports the arrays, because whenever you have a data set, if you are going to train a machine learning algorithms here or machine learning models, obviously your data should be converted in the form of array. Otherwise, your model is not going to be understand what exactly written in your data sets. So for that particular reasons, it is a very important, like your data should be in a proper standard format or proper standard scalarize is should be done. So NumPy is very important. Please take a note of that particular thing. Obviously, there is a lot of mathematical calculations are there. During the analysis times, we are always calculating mean, median, mode. We are always looking to calculate or find out the outliers and all the things. So this is about the array or just introduction of the array. There are a lot of functions of the array. Array are here. Like for example, you can see that there is a function in array. Like I'm just looking as a range is equal to np dot. You can see that arrange 10. Range is my name of variable or my statement where I'm applying the arrange. Now you can see that what exactly you are getting. So when I'm giving as a 10, so that means I have to arrange the 10 elements. So this is 0 to 9. You can see that because indexing always start from 0. Please take a note of that particular stuff in Python. In Python, whenever you are going to learn and perform the things, indexing is always start from 0. Always start from 0. Please take a note of that particular stuff. Now, when I'm looking to go ahead and see some more understanding about that particular things or little bit more about like that particular things, like for example you created an array already, you created an array 1D. If someone is looking to calculate a mathematical terms like square root, if someone is looking to calculate of the square root, so how can we can calculate the square root? So you can just see to it that square root is all are the inbuilt function in the numpy array. So np dot square root. You can see that, for example, range. For the range, you are going to calculate the square root. You can see the square root of this particular things. So that's why during the definitions time of the NumPy, I just elaborate that it's a powerful library for numerical computing in Python. And it's provide the support of the arrays, matrices, many mathematical functions to operate on this. Like for example, you have the array, for example, array 1D dot your dot mean. You can see that you can calculate the mean, median, mode, everything of this numpy array. This is your numpy array. So for this particular, you calculated about the mean. If you want to calculate the median, you can calculate the median with just one line of the code. So this is very, very important about that particular stuff. So just remember it. So there is, we are not supposed to calculate about that. Just so median, we cannot calculate about this particular things. For this, so mean is there. Can we calculate standard deviation? You can see that standard deviation also you can calculate it. You can calculate about the max or the mean. Mean is means the smallest elements from your array. The one, if you calculate about the max, you can see that max is what? You will get it, max. Max is 6. Similarly, this is your square root. You can calculate. You can do a lot of things in array because it's a mathematical things. Whatever operations we can perform in mathematics, the same operations we can perform in the numpy array. And it is a very, very important. As I told about one thing, so yesterday's explanations, AI is there, ML is there, deep learning is there, generative AI is there. But in machine learnings, there is a lot of stuffs. Like the first terms I used as the statistical analysis or statistical tools or statistical operations. So statistics is very, very important for data science or the artificial intelligence machine learnings, because with the help of the statistics, you can say that whether the data is normally distributed or not, whether in the data there is outliers are present or not, whether the data is telling what exactly the direction, trends, patterns are present in your data sets. So statistics is very, very important for the data science or the artificial intelligence point of view. Now, we can proceed with the next. Again, one more, lot of functions are there. Obviously, then we are going to see the operations of the data or the exploratory data analysis. That time we will see lot of functions. I'm not going to talk here about a lot of things in Pythons, because for that particular things, obviously it's required about 6 to 8 hours to learn about the basic tool, some data science library of the Python as well, 8 to 10 hours. So I just want to introduce about the NumPy. Similarly, there is one more library called as the Pandas. That's already I imported both the libraries here. The second library is one of the most important whenever we are looking for the data analysis or something part, that is Pandas. Now, what so Pandas. Now, Pandas is, I can say that, a backbone of the EDA, backbone of the machine learnings. See, if you want to learn about all the Pythons and all the things, you can learn it. Like the NumPy documentation is there. You can see that. I always suggest that candidates should go ahead with the documentations. No need to the hard code learner of the codes, or don't mug up about the coding or and all the stuffs. You have to learn and understand the fundamentals, why I am using this particular things. That is the main important things. It's not about like you have to always learn and remember the codes. No way, not at all. So this is a NumPy documentations. With the help of this documentations, you can go ahead and just see all the things like user guide there. Everything is here. Everything is given. Like array creations to all the things. Like you can see that everything is given. You can use it. You can learn it. What are the functions of the NumPy is present? You can learn from the documentation. Similarly, the Pandas documentation is also there. As a data scientist from last 6.5 years, I'm working in operations teams. I never thought like I have to mug up the codes and all the things. I always thought like how I can utilize my documentations, because these are the advanced documentations. They are updated in a 6 month, in a 3 month. So if you are going to mug up this one functions of the Pandas or the NumPy, it might be happen in the next 6 months. Pandas is going to be update that functions as well. So that is not the use. You should always remember like how I can utilize that particular things, how I can understand what is the fundamental, why I am using the Pandas, why this line of the code is required. Because obviously when anyone is a data scientist or the data analyst, he is going to make a frame of performing the work. So the frame is already created. Sometimes it's required to update the things, but 90% of the time we should always follow the one framework. So the Pandas documentation is going to be updated day by day. So we should always remember that this is important to remember about the documentation. You can see that everything is given, like how these Pandas, like what is a Pandas, everything is given in this particular documentation. So you can see that. I always suggest you should go ahead, spare some time, go to the documentations and see to it that from last 11 years, I'm into the training and the development departments. And I found like people are always trying to learn and by heart the code. But please don't do that. Always create your habits of learning from the documentations. Because if your documentations and if you are comfortable to understand from the documentations, from the reference books, documentation is just like a reference books. You will never uh, get a problems while writing the code or while performing the operations as well. So this is about your Pandas documentations. You can see that user guide is there, like how to read these guidelines. You can see do that, how to create a data frames, how to create a data frame and all the things. Now coming to the Pandas and the NumPy, even also when I'm going to talk to you about the machine learnings and all the things, the documentation of the machine learning is also there. So that time we will discuss it. Discuss. Uh, Now Panda is a very powerful or the backbone of the data analysis or the exploratory data analysis. Panda is a powerful and flexible library for a data manipulations and analysis in Pythons. It provides data structures and functions needed to manipulate structured data seamlessly. When I'm calling as a data frame is what actually? A data frame is a two-dimensional size, mutable, and potentially heterogeneous tabular data structures. Series, in that particular things, we are going to see some series as well. So it's a one-dimensional. So a lot of things we have to see here, just like you might remember is about the matrices or the matrix that we can remember as the pandas as well. Just like you can see that I'm going to create one series here. For example, S is equal to, now already I imported my pandas. So whenever we are going to import or utilize the pandas functions, we should always import pandas as alias. It's totally up to you, but we always refer as a PD as a standardized. So S is equal to, suppose I'm going to write here PD dot series, series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I'm going to write about the print S type S, you can see to it that S type S, it's you are getting about this particular things. So D type is integer, you are getting about that particular things. So this is about my series I'm getting, or if I'm going to run about this particular things as it is, you can see to it that in the next line, if I'm going to write S, you can see to it here. So it's about only one thing you are getting about this. So just remember it about this particular stuff, and this is a very, very important. This is the series because it's having one dimensional. But if I'm going to write, I'm going to check about this particular things. You can see that pandas.core.series. Just see to it that type of this. So this means it is a one dimensional. It is also same things. NumPy array we created, but this we are getting as a type. When I check about the type of this particular secret that print, it's a class NumPy and array. But here we are getting as the, it's a pandas core dot series. So it's a series is here. So this is we can call it as the series when it's a one dimensional. One dimensional data is there. Next, we can move ahead and just see about something like how we can create a data frame. There are various ways you can create a data frame. As a lot of peoples are not the background of the Python, so that's why I'm just introducing this particular things. As it's not a part of your syllabus, we have to see directly manipulations with the pandas. But at least you have the basic idea of the panda, how it looks like, how it's going to be operate. So just like data is equal to PD dot data frame. So this is something a data frame I'm going to create it here. about, but just look at these particular things. Those who are remembering one things, they might get the idea about. So what I'm going to delete this first. Take curly bracket, just to take a note of that particular things. And here I'm going to write as the A. Hope you remember about this. It's about the dictionary. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let's say any value. Similarly, I'm taking as the B. 5, 6, 7, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is some data I'm taking. Now what exactly I'm getting here? Just see to it that this particular stuff, so that you will get the understanding. So there is an extra bracket might be created. So I just created my data frame here. Just see to it that invalid syntax. I'm getting invalid syntax. Why? Dot data frame. Oh, sorry. Earlier I created a data frame, so that's okay. So this is my dictionary. This is a dictionary having the key and their values. I already shared one notebook with all of you. Please refer that notebook. Please take a note of that. You will get every basic ideas of the Pythons. So that's why the basic is very, very important. So I created a dictionary here. Now I'm going to create my data frame. So I can write here, creating a data frame from dictionary. So this is, I just run it. Now the data frame, my data frame name I'm just giving is a df. ed dot data frame, and I'm saying that take the data from this data. If you have the different name, you can give the different name. Please take a note of that particular things. Now let's print df. Now we have to see to it. Now just see to it this particular. Also, you can go ahead and check your type of this particular thing. Print type df. You can see that it's a class pandas.core frame data frame. And earlier, if you might remember, it was a series. So basically in data frame, what exactly? Just like you have a data of your Excel or a data in the CSV format, like there will be a proper row and the proper columns. Proper columns and the proper rows are there. So that we can call as a data frame properly. Just like in Excel, you have the proper cells, you have the proper rows, you have the proper columns. So that we can call as the data frame. Yes, someone was asking something, so please go ahead.
Yeah, will you be sharing this notes? I mean, whatever you are presenting.
Yeah, I will share you.
Okay. Yeah. This.
I will definitely I will share you. Yeah. Anuj, you are asking something?
Yeah. In the left hand side corner, there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a row.
It's a row name, row name.
Row name. Okay.
Yeah, it's a row name. You can separate the row name as well. You can give any name of that row as well. So just see to it that you can give anything. That's not a difficult task. Now, someone was asking a question. The difference between NumPy. See, both are the different things. NumPy is, that's already I explained about one things. Pandas is your for data manipulations and all the things. Like let's first, I'm going to create one data frame here. For example, you can see that in a PDF is equal to PD dot data frame. Here I'm taking as the, for example, this is your row 0, 1, 2, 3. I just want to give a different name. So I'm taking a data is equal to, giving this row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. So just giving this. Now you can see to it that the output. So you can see the same data is there, ABC. The column is kept as it is. You can change the column name as well. Just like here, I just given as this particular things, you can change it. That's not a difficult task. Please take a note of that particular thing. So index is generally representing for the row and the column is as it is about the column. So please take a note of that particular things. This is obviously row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. They're getting. Obviously the indexing is there. Okay, I will tell that my colleague, she will share you about the recording as well. So don't worry about it. So this is about the data frame. We are discussing a lot of functions are there in Pandas. Like you might see in whatever the Excel is capable to perform. In Excel, what things we can perform it, we can do a lot of calculations, we can do a lot of manipulations, we can add the row, remove the row, we can add the columns, removing the columns, lot of stuffs we can perform it. We can merge the columns, we can join the columns, we can join the data. So we can separate the data, we can convert the categorical data to the numerical data, we can remove the null values, all the operations you can perform in Pandas. So Panda is a very powerful library or tool for the data analysis point of view. So just remember it about this is a Pandas and it's very important. Now someone was asked about the difference between NumPy and Panda or Pandas. So obviously if you can see that NumPy and Pandas, which are both fundamental libraries in Python data science ecosystem for Python data analysis. What is the purpose of the NumPy, first of all? So it's used for the numerical computations point of view. And purpose of the Pandas is for the data manipulations on analysis. Please take a note of that, both the things. As a use case point of view, if you can see that NumPy, it's a efficient operations on large arrays and matrices of a numerical data. And obviously, as I told that scientific computing point of view, it's always required linear algebra, random number generations. We always prefer the NumPy. And when we have the structured data, like the data is a tabular format, like the Excel data format or CSV, comma separated value kind of a data formats, data cleaning, manipulations, analysis, with the help of the Pandas, we can perform this particular things. And if we are look for the data structure point of view, so NumPy is already I showed you about its array. The ND array, that's n dimensional array, which is a fixed size, homogeneous, like all elements must be of the same type. But if you can say, if you remember it about the Pandas, so it's a heterogeneous. There might be a different data. Like we just created one column here, 3 columns. Maybe it might be the name, it might be the age, it might be the salary, and one more column will come as the department. So that might be a different heterogeneous data type would be there. So that is a difference, and the difference point of view, both are the important for the data analysis. It's not like we can use for the NumPy for and Pandas for the same purpose. Both are the different things. So already it's a different task, a different way for the NumPy and the Pandas. So we cannot say that what exactly the difference, because whatever the operations you are going to perform with the Pandas, you cannot do and perform with the NumPy as well. Because you can see the data structure of the NumPy. So that is the important task. You should always remember it about this particular things. So we can proceed with this next part as the before that I can share on your WhatsApp group uh, one data set so that all can refer it, because in a Teams if I'm going to share with all of you, it will ask about the permission and all the things. So I always suggest that you can use about the I can share the data sets on your WhatsApp. So that's already the group is there. IDMI data science. The group is there. So just allow me 2 minutes so that I can share the data set here. Say Airbnb data set. So I just shared one data sets in a group. Hope everyone received it. So we can proceed with that data sets. Please follow this particular thing. So this is about the pandas. Obviously, when I'm using these data sets, I'm going to apply a lot of functions of the pandas and we'll try to explain. And in that functions, there is one more things, that is a Matplotlib and the Seaborn. I can just explain first and then we can add about this.
I haven't received anything.
In a group, you have not
Siddiq here.
received. WhatsApp group.
No,
WhatsApp
I
group.
haven't. Yeah, WhatsApp. I checked WhatsApp group as well. I haven't received anything. Maybe I'm not added to that group.
Okay.
You want me to give my number so that
Even I
you
am
can add it?
not added to the group.
What about others, guys? All people not received or only few members?
You have received.
Okay.
Can I share my mobile number?
Sharing my number
The
here.
link to the link to the group is in the same mail which we received for this class.
Okay. I just share my number. Please text me on WhatsApp so I can share you personally. Don't worry.
So I'm sharing my number.
No, I just share my number on chats of the team chat. Just ping me on WhatsApp so I can share you directly.
Okay, sure.
Can you just go up a little bit how you wrote the syntax for the data? For ABC actually. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's a dictionary.
We can proceed with this, but before proceeding this, I want to just introduce about two more libraries that's very important for the data analysis point of view. That's one is a Matplotlib, Plotlib, and I can say that particular. The second one is Seaborn. Seaborn is at top of the Matplotlib. Both are the advanced library for the visualizations, because It's a very popular libraries in Python for the data visualizations. They are often used together to create a wide range of static, animated, and interactive plots. So Matplotlib is a comprehensive library for creating static, animated, and interactive visualizations in Pythons. It provides a flexible and powerful framework for creating a variety of the plots and the charts. And when I'm talking about the Seaborn, so Seaborn is Python visualization library based on Matplotlib that provides a high-level interface or just a little bit upgraded version of the Matplotlibs because it's run on a top of the Matplotlibs. So it is a particularly well suited for visualizing complex data. So please take a note of that particular things. So we have to some command here. So whenever it's required, we have to use about the basic import matplotlib lib.pyplot as plt and import seaborn as SNS. So these are the two command where we can import this. The documentation is always present here. You can go ahead with the matplotlib documentations. You can go ahead with just see with this particular documentation of the seaborn. All the documentation, please refer the documentations. If you are not comfortable, please take a note. Whatever the code you are going to learn, it's after 3 months, 6 months, it's going to be updated. And you might get the confusions like, I learned about this particular codes, now why it's not working. So these are the some things you should always remember it. You always, there is a plot types. What are the plot types the Matplotlib is providing? You can see that scatter, bar, stream, file between, stack plot, stairs, east, box plot. You can see that all the distributions or all the visualizations are separated or distinguished. So what are the graded data, irregularly graded data, 3D and volumetrics, all the data types are, all the visualizations type is there. Similarly, for the Seaborn, you can see the Seaborn as well. In the Seaborn also, you can go ahead and just see about the tutorial point of view. You can see that all the tutorial is always given here about like how we can get properties of marks, object, color properties. If we can go ahead, how we can select the different colors, combinations, because the RGB based colors, right? That's we have the three channels. It's not about the one channel only, black and white. So for that particular things, you have to go through with this all in depth or in details. I can share few notebooks in WhatsApp groups, so where you can find that particular things, see to it that, or just remember it about this particular things. Your reference point of view, I just shared in a WhatsApp group, but please open in a .ipynb file. Please don't try to open this particular things, or I can share the PDF as well later on. But just for your reference, uh, you can refer this particular things. For the NumPy in detail explanation is given. Pandas in detail explanation, lot of function is given. Matplotlib in detail explanation, Seaborn in detail explanation is given. Just allow me 1 or 2 minutes more. I can share the PDF version right now so that you can refer for your understanding point of view as well. So just 2 minutes I will require, not more than that, so that I can share this is PYNB file. So you require to open in the Google Colab. It's not going to be open in your normal form or normal this particular things. Later, I can share you this particular PDF file. Uh, I can show you directly about like how you can go ahead and upload about this particular thing. So that will be a better for your understanding instead of sharing the in the form of these like whatever the file I shared on a group. You can go ahead here. Just see to it that this is your collab. Hope everyone can see that collab. This is a folder where you can upload a multiple files. So you can go ahead and just upload here. Click or right click, the upload option is there. This is also the upload option is also given here. So you can use about this uploading file and all the things, and you can upload the things. So whatever the files I just uploaded, for example, I shared about the uh, batch underscore 02 matplotlib.ipynb. So for example, if I want to upload, so you can drag and drop as well, you can do it. So just like here, it's given, it's taking one file here. So you can see that I just drag and drop here. Now you can see to it that this is my batch 2. Now if I'm going to double click about this, it will going to be open here. So I'm not going to use here. So that's why I can, sorry, don't open here. Instead of this, you can go ahead and just file and locate in drive, open notebooks about this, or what exactly you have to do here, because it's not going to be stored in that particular drive directly. So first you have to do it. So you have to upload that particular file in a drive, because if you are not using the local uh, Jupyter notebooks or uh, that's Anaconda or the uh, other platform just like a VS Code and all the things. So obviously you have to upload that particular things in drive first, and later on that you have to upload from that particular drive as well. So just like upload a notebooks, you can see that. Hope my screen is visible or not. Just a minute so that I can share. Say it's a data structure. Just a second. So just see to it that I can share you one things or drag a file. So this is my file here. You can see to it that batch 2. What I did here, you can just see to it that first. I can go ahead and just file, locate in drive or open notebook. You can see that if you are not uh, forgetting open a notebooks. So I'm going to open a notebooks. You can see that these all the things is examples, recent, Google Drive, GitHub, and upload. So upload, I'm just going to go ahead and browse. So it's coming to the local. You can see that in a local. So I'm going to this my particular match underscore 2 matplotlib. You can see to it that here I'm going and just going to drag and drop here. So just see to it that my file is going to be open here. See to it that I taken as the iris data. So the data is not there. So I can what I can go ahead and I can just upload this data as well. So this is just for your reference for different kind of visualizations we can do it. This is for your reference. I just shared to all of you. Similarly, you can go ahead and open your notebooks. For example, if new notebook you want to like upload, similarly browse, I can go ahead in this next as where it's my stored file is stored. So I can go ahead is the batch 2 or batch 7 about the pandas. You can see the pandas is going to be open here. You can see that. All the details of the Pandas is given. Please refer it for your reference. As in a curriculums or in IDMI workshop, these things are not given, because if we have to learn about this in detail and all the things, it required about 10 to 12 hours separately. So all the types of data, a lot of functions, what are the functions in the data, everything is given in this particular file. So that file I just shared to all of you. Please refer it for your reference point of view. Yeah, I will share my GitHub repository, so don't worry about that. You can
I
use it.
just shared my number, sir. Yeah.
Okay, you just shared. Just a minute. Yeah, just a minute. I can share the all the things. So
This file we are going to use now. How it is?
with Airbnb, we are going to use it.
Okay, okay.
So I can share with this. I just shared Airbnb. Later file I can share you later on. So this is about how we can upload it. Now we can proceed with the practical implementation here. Now I'm going to create a new notebook here as well. New notebook in Drive. Just see to it. I just created a new notebooks where we are going to perform the EDA. So I can give this particular file name as the EDA. Please remember it. I just shared one file to all, that CSV file. If you can see to it that. That's Airbnb CSV file. If you are following me, just see to it that the Airbnb file I just shared to all. So I'm just going to upload that file here as well. So you can see that connecting to a runtime. You can just see to it that. So I'm just going to upload that particular file from this uploader. You can directly drag and drop it. So the Airbnb NYC I'm just taking here. Warning you will receive, but don't worry, that's warning is not going to be affect anything. So just see to it that this particular thing. Take a little bit time to upload. You can see that this particular, you have to just drag and drop the CSV file here. Please take a note. That particular things. Now we are looking to operations here about this Airbnb.
So can I use it in Anaconda notebook, Jupyter Anaconda?
Yeah, you can use the Anaconda as well. It's not about like we have to use always in this particular collab. There is a PyCharm is there, VGS code is there.
Sure,
But
sure.
yeah, you can use it in Anaconda as well. It's not a problem. Hope you can see that my file is there. All can see this particular file Airbnb NYC 2019 CSV. But let's have to import some data. Import numpy as np. Import pandas as pd. Import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. This particular things is not required. Now I'm going to So import is not written properly, so that's why we are getting an error. So just see to it that my library is now I need to extract this data in this particular notebooks. So the basic command of extracting the data is with the help of the pandas. Pandas is coming in a pictures. So first you can give the name of. So for example, I'm giving the name of Airbnb data. This is my name of the data frames. I'm going to extract this data from this CSV file. The file might be the different. You can take from the database as well. You can take from the online as well. You can take from the Excel format. There are different formats. So pd dot read underscore CSV. This is the file name, but this is not actual path. Please take a note of that particular. Whenever there is a file, you have to copy the path and paste here. Just see to it that my file is present here. I'm just going to click here this and copy path. Just see to it this procedure. Copy path and paste it in this particular part. I will explain later on Anaconda is what, because it will take a time to explain about Anaconda is also a platforms where we can perform the multiple tasks and it provides the Jupyter notebooks. So later I can discuss about this, the Anaconda, the VS Code and all the things. So Airbnb data is my name. I just given. You can give any name or you can give the name of the date. DF is as it is. DF. That is totally up to you. pd.read underscore CSV because your file is in a CSV format. CSV is a comma separated. You can see that all the documentation is there. Now you are going to perform this operations. The file is going to be extracted or imported in Pandas. Now you can see to it here. df only. If I'm going to upload, you can see that what are the data is present here. So ID is the one column, name is the second column, or this all are the columns are present in my data sets. Please take a note of that particular things. And obviously the row are there. If you can see that there are 48,895 rows and 16 columns are there. Please take a note of that particular things. So we are performing the exploratory data analysis. We are going to see about the data manipulations, data cleaning, outliers, all the things we have to see. So please try to understand as a data analyst what work we can perform here. So please take a note of that particular things. So very, very important.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I'm getting an error in this.
You are getting error.
Yeah.
What error you are getting?
It says name PD is not defined.
What can you repeat, please?
It's saying name PD is not defined.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Yeah. Can you see?
Little bit up. Read underscore CSV. He is not defined because you have to run the first cell where you
This
run
one.
the command importing. You have to run that and run then second. Then definitely it will work.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I hope my screen is visible with everyone. So I just imported this data. I just imported this data here. Just see to it that. Obviously, we are not performing any operations here. Like we are not working for a data analyst. Like we have the objectives. We are learning what exactly the work are happening inside the data analysis. So there are a lot of Pandas commands. See, as when I apply the DF, I get a lot of rows. Fill 48, edit 94. And I getting about this 16 columns and all the things. In Pandas, lot of operations we can perform it. That's the first command that I can use as a DF is my data frame name info. With the help of the info, I will get the informations about my columns or the features. In data science or data analysis, we always called the columns as the feature. The pandas core frame dot data frame data columns. So total 16 columns are there. It's a non-null integer. 64 is there. It's a data type. Name is the object data types. ID is again an integer. Latitude, longitude are the floating or the float data types. Neighborhood groups are the object data types. So this particular info will give you all the informations in detail about the data types. Just a second.
Just one thing, I'm facing some Unicode error
Good.
when importing the CSV file.
What error? Please just share your screen.
Okay. Yeah, here it is.
That we will not take from your local system. How it's going to be take your local system's path. You have to upload that particular file in your collab notebook. Then only it will take you. No,
Okay.
it's showing about the C users, Lineo, downloads, Airbnb. So the path is already you are providing. It's not a proper path.
Okay.
Path.
I have uploaded the file in the.
So just show me about that file. So then only I can understand where it is uploaded. Share your screen, then I can guide you. Yeah,
Can you
show
see
me
my
the
screen?
yeah that CSV file where it is.
Yeah, here it is.
No. You have to upload in the collab. That's already I just opened the collab.
Yeah, okay.
Open the collab. Yeah, just see the left hand side of the collab. There is a key symbol, and after the key, there is a folder. No. Don't open the file. Yeah, there is a folder is also there. After the key, yes. So you have to upload the data here. So don't open samples, please. Upload the file here first. Yeah, okay. Just click it OK. Once the file is uploaded, you have to select this path, not your local system path.
Okay. So I cannot call from local system path?
You can, but for that particular things, you have to connect with the server and all the things. Then only it's going to be possible. Otherwise, how it's your collab is going to understand like where it's a path. So it's take from the locals. For the local system, you can use the Jupyter notebooks or this particular the Anaconda we can install in your local systems, and then you can utilize that particular.
Okay. Single inverted quotes or double?
That's fine. Single or double, that both are the fine.
Yeah, I think it's working. I'll stop sharing. Thank you.
So I just perform the info command here. And that's df.head. I'm using the df.head. I will get about this only first 5 rows. The head command is something like the first 5 rows you are getting. Like if I'm just writing about here 10, you can see to it that if I'm writing 10, so the first 10 rows you will see. Standards and indexing always start from 0. So you are getting 0. You can see to it that. So head command only head with the blank of the bracket, you will get only the print of the first 5 rows. So sometime it's required to see only the few columns. And only if we want to see that's what's here the column name, just like there is a scrolling and all the things. So Pandas provide a lot of customizations like the df dot columns. These are the commands we can use. So all the columns details, you can see that. ID, name, host name, neighborhood groups, neighborhood, latitude, longitude, room type, price, minimum nights, number of reviews, last reviews, reviews per month, calculated host listing count, availability 365. So this is all the data is all the columns or all the features of your data frames or your data sets are available here. As suppose as your stakeholders or your management is telling that you have to change the column name. You have to change this particular column names. This looks like a very big calculated host listing counts. Just change this name to host listing count only. Like you have to rename. Similarly, ID or the list name or listing ID and list name. So just change these things. Also, one more things, like there is a number of reviews. So can we give to change to the total reviews? And exploit that kind of a customizations. You can remove that particular things very easily. So we can move ahead and just say to it that I'm just writing the comment as well. So when you will refer, so what is the command? You have to just remember it. I can use about the basic command or that particular things. So my df is equal to df dot rename. And I'm going to change my columns name. So you have to define the columns. That's why the pandas is very easy. And you have the curly bracket. Which columns name you want to change? Please take a note. So first I want to change about the ID. So the ID you have to write in ID. Then again, I'm selecting the ID, the rename, what the rename. So I can give as the listing ID. So my ID would be going to be changed as the listing ID, comma. Similarly, name is going to be changed with the new name as the listing name. Then number of reviews I'm going to change is this column name is going to be changed as the total reviews, comma. I've taken the second line here. And paste as well. Control C. Name is also going to be changed here. I can give the name as the host listing count. Now this is going to be done it. So whatever the operations we perform, like renaming of the columns, is going to be stored in this name of the data frame. So you can see to it that when I'm going to apply df dot columns again, you can see to it that the column name. Earlier the column name was the ID, now it's a listing ID. Earlier the column name was the name, now it's a listing name. Total reviews. Earlier it was a number of reviews. Calculated host listing count is only host listing count. So you can see that Pandas operations in Pandas, what are the things, what we can apply or what we can do. So this is first manipulations we did, like we can change with the features name or rename of the features. So this is about the Pandas is very, very easy. You can apply it, you can perform it, you can take any columns and you can do it. So
Just, just one thing. Can I see this the third line of code just once? Third, the starting third line code in the start. Yeah, at the
just a
top. Yeah.
second.
The third line, third code. Yeah. Yeah, got it, got it. Yeah, that's
I
it. Thank you.
just I just shared my notebook as well in a group. So please take a note of that. You can refer this in a chats also. I can share you. So all can refer for your reference point of view while performing these operations. So now you can see that the column is going to be changed. You can go ahead and perform the operations df dot head. You can see that earlier it was ID, now it's a listing ID. Earlier it was a name, now it's a listing name. You can see it with that. So Panda is very amazing. Now you can check the shape of this data frame as well. Shape and see the shape of this data frame. So 48895, 16. So this is about the shape we are getting here. Now we can see that we have to check whether any, or let's better what I am going to do here. I can go ahead and drop one column as well. So just like here, the review column I'm just showing here, total reviews, last review, reviews per month. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop this column. So the last review column is going to be dropped. You can see that. Uh, this column I'm thinking to drop, means remove or eliminating my data frame. So the basic command, you can drop multiple columns as well. It's not about only one column. So you can drop it. So I can just show you the pandas functions. So dropping columns. So df is equal to df dot drop. So df is equal to df dot drop. Which column you need to drop? It's required to drop about the last review. You can see that last review, comma axis is equal to 1. This axis is equal to 1 is required for whenever you are to drop about the columns. If axis is equal to 0, this means you are thinking to dropping the row. So your column name was the last review. Column name was the last review, and you are going to drop it. So you should always remember it. Whenever you are going to drop a columns, you have to use axis is equal to 1. And whenever you are going to drop a row, you have to this is equal to 0. So please take a note of that particular things. So axis is equal to 1. When I perform this, my column is drop here. Now you can see that df dot columns. Now last review is not present in this particular columns. Earlier it was present. You can see that last review was present. Now here last review is not
May
present.
I just interrupt? So in this, the original data which was in the CSV, which you had extracted and placed it into that folder, does the in the that data also this review will get deleted?
From this,
Yeah,
no.
okay. So this is only happening in this particular collab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, in collab. That's why you imported the data. The data you imported, and that data is going to be stored in the data frame. So whatever the operations is going to be happen, it's going to be happen in the DF.
And the original CSV as well as whatever is
As kept as
extracted,
it
it remains the same.
same.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If later on you can go ahead and just store or this save that particular file in the CSV format, so you will get the data, updated data. Because I am not going to assign the command to save the file. I will show you later on. Just a minute. So I just did about this column removing. Yes, to see how we see the particular lines in data, like 20 to 50.
From rows 20 to 50.
You're asking about the row or what exactly? Okay. Obviously, we have the functions that say lot functions are there. With that particular functions, we can use it. Uh, like you have the multiple rows of that particular things, and you want to store, you want to see about from that particular thing. So you can do about that particular one things as well. Like if I'm going to see one more things is there, I think it will work or not, because earlier it was like subset of df is equal to, but directly if I'm going to apply df 22 let's see that directly it's going to be working here. So you can do directly as well. It's going to be a perform, you can do it directly as well. So hope you got the answer. Rishabh, you ask, right? So this is the way you can see that particular, if you want to see about the from this row to this row about that particular things, you can utilize its df 2251 about that. So just remember it. I selected about the 2251 or 2250, whatever you want. You can access that particular row as well. So see, pandas is the backbone of the your uh, data analysis or data science. So we should always remember. Anuj Malhotra, you want to say something because you raise your hands?
Yeah, it was the same question that Rishabh
Okay, okay.
was.
So hope you understand it, how we can
Yeah.
access. Okay, let's we can proceed with the next part here about this. So I just drop one column here. So just see that how we can drop the column as well. Now, someone was asking about like that particular data is going to be disturbed in this file or not. So no, it's not. But you can store the data again in the form of this CSV file, like whatever your data frame. So your data frame is name is df. So there is a basic command. Please remember it. Saving data frame to a CSV file. So there is a basic command underscore CSV. If you want to change or store it, I can give the name of that file as the updated. Updated. I can take this particular things. Let's say it will work or not. So the file is going to be C to here. The new file is generated here, and that is your updated file. Like how we can save this particular whatever operations you perform, how you can store it. So if you want to store in the CSV file, you can store in the CSV. If you want to store in a Excel file, you can store in Excel as well. Like update to uh, update, like to store in the Excel, you can write the command as the Excel as well. So there is a very simple commands we can use it, like df2. You have to use about like this particular as the, from here you can always remember xlsx, the file name, and you have to use here it's so, sorry. So it's connecting from this server. It will taking us some time. A time. Yeah. So you can see that it's converted. It's a XLSX. You can see to it that if you want to download it and open it. Definitely, it's an Excel format. It's a CSV format. So how we can store whatever the operations we perform in different file formats, we can do it. Now the most important part I'm looking to here, and just going to see here about this particular things. It's about the cleaning the data. Please remember it, with the help of the Python pandas, we can do the cleaning the data. When I'm looking to cleaning the data here,
Masi, just one question. Maybe like I just want to add two tabs in. Just want to get out of data frame two tabs of an Excel. Like I have two data sets. One on one sheet, I want one data set, and on other sheet, I want another data set.
it's what exactly your question?
I have two data sets. Okay, in my pandas or in my Colab notebook, and I want an output of an Excel sheet, uh, Excel workbook with two data sheets in the same Excel workbook.
The same Excel workbook you want two data sheets.
Yeah, right. Is it possible using pandas?
No.
Not a possibility.
Hence, what exactly means you are asking about, like you have to store in the same in both the file in same Excel sheet.
That's right.
No,
Not
it's
same
not
Excel sheet,
possible.
different Excel sheets. Different Excel sheets, one workbook, two sheets.
No, that's not possible. That's
Okay.
storing the data frame in a different file. So obviously,
Okay.
for that particular things you need to do about the manually. Then only it's going to be possible.
Okay.
So next we are moving toward the cleaning the data. The cleaning is one of the most important and essential process for the data analysis, data scientist, as well as the machine learning engineers as well. Because if your data is not well cleaned, well uh, manipulated, or well standardized, obviously your I can say that predictions of the model is going to be affected. So we can affected. So we can move ahead and just see about like how we can know that in my data empty values are present, so the null values are present. So this is the basic things we can apply it. Your data frame name is df dot is null dot sum. You can see to it that listing ID is having 0 null values. The listing name is having 16 null values. Host name is having 21 null values. Reviews per month is having 10052. Just see to it that how bigger the null values are present. As already you saw your data type as well. What is your data types in the informations? See that all. This is object data types. means it's some adjectives values are there. It's not about the numerical values. Similarly, if you can see with that, the float. There are two to three tasks we can apply whenever we are going to perform the data. Either you can drop all the null values, but while dropping the null values is going to be affected. Like dropping the null values, the whole row is going to be terminated. Row is going to be terminated. Please take a note of that particular. So we can see here and try to understand about this one. Simple example so that anyone can get the idea, because our data set is a huge data. Just a second. So just going to show you about one simple example data sets. Null values. So this is my comment. So for the comment, you should always remember it. Data is equal to example C1. I can take some data here, 10, 20, 30, NP dot none, and a 50. These are all the things is going to be considered here. NP dot none, 70, 90. See. So this is the data we already taken here. Creating one data frame here as well. So df is equal to, I'm giving new name as a df1 is equal to p dot data frame. From this data, I'm going to take it. Let's see. Okay, something the length is going to be measured.
It's 90.100 in the third row.
Okay, this is the comma I taken. So sometimes this is a comma or the dot is might be there. So we have to always remember it. df1. Now see to it that. Now you can see that the first row is having the NaN values. Second row kept as it is, third row kept as it is, but third row is also there is a NaN is there. And the fourth row is also having the NaN. You can see to it that and try to understand what exactly I want to say. Because if we are going to drop whole row directly, it's going to be affected the entire row. So this is your original data frame. I can say that original data frame. Now, if I'm going to check with this as the df1 dot is null dot sum, you will see that in the C1 there is a one null values, C2 there is a null values, and C3 is also there is a null values. Now I'm going to drop that null values. For example, please take a note of that particular things. So for example, the basic command, if I'm writing about like the df1 is equal to df1 drop now. So this command is what exactly your original, see to it that your original data frame. Please take a note of that particular things. I can write about those things as well, like print original data frame. Your original data frame. Now, when I apply the drop now, so print after using drop now command. Only two rows are left. Why? Because fourth row is there is NN values. Third row there is NN values. First row there is NN values. When I use the drop now commands, the whole row is going. It's not going to be a particular specific element is going to be dropping. So just see to it that and try to understand about this particular things. So this is very, very important concept because sometimes we are going to use and dropping that whole row that is going to be affect your data frame. So it's your duty and your responsibility. You should always think something like to keep that data just filling some suitable values. So just like here, again, I'm running this particular data frames. So this is my original data frame again coming up pictures. Now there is lot of tasks you can apply. This is obviously all the numericals data are there. I can use to fill na command like filling null values with specific value. So just like I can give as the df1 underscore whatever value you are going to use it 0, 1, 2. It's going to be utilized. So print after filling you can see that the original is and then here it's going to be stored as a 0. Here it's again 0. Here it's again 0. So At the place of the null values, we are just fill some values, that is any specific value. 0 we fill, so that's not going to be effect. So it's not effective or not affected your calculation as well. So that's why I just feel about that particular things. It might be happen with the categorical data as well. Just like for this data sets, the listing name is your categorical data, or this is, we consider object kind of a data. So we cannot fill with the 0. We have to fill with the some unknown values, unknown names. But if the numerical data is there, like reviews per month, like 10052 values are the null values. So we can take the mean of that columns, mean of that particular columns, and fill the mean value. Just like, for example, again, I'm coming to this, my original data frame here. You can see to it that and try to understand about this concept because it's very, very important. This is my original data frame. Now, one more things. The last one, I'm just explaining this. Placing null values, the mean of the column. So DF1 fill now. You can see that. DF1 dot mean we are using. You can use the mode as well, the median as well. That's not an issue, but mean I'm taking here. So what happened? What's going to be happening here? It's calculating like C1, C2, C3. It's going to be calculated with the mean of that particular things, and it's going to be stored. So just see to it that the output of that particular thing. Now see to it that the first one is NN. So it's going to be calculated with the mean of that particular things, and it's going to be stored here. Similarly, you can see to it that you are getting 92.5 about this particular things. For this 92.5, and one more was there, 110, this NN. So the fill now functions we are always using to tasks about, like, I can say that sometimes we can any specific value as well. It's not like that we have to always take the 0. Sometimes it might be like your stakeholders or your management level will think that you have to consider the this value for the null values, or you have to consider directly calculate the mean, median, or the mode of that particular things as well. So there's all the methods, you should always remember it. So
So one question, we are trying to fill with mean with 0 or null, I mean with null values. So in normal, like let's say we don't want outliers in a data. So it is like we take mean or we need to consider average.
yeah, mean is by default it's an average. Like when you
My
are
question
just
was clear.
no, I'm not clear. You are talking about first outliers, and then you talk about the mean or the average.
Like let's say like when we are building a model, so we just don't like maybe we just want to have outliers out of our model. That is so that is sometimes what we do. Am I right?
Yes, outliers is a different scenario. Yes.
Okay. So okay, then that's where I was curious to know. Like, do we need to consider mean or average? So to overcome that scenario before
Are the same
we begin.
things. Mean and average both are the same things here. Just see to
Okay.
it that outliers is something like that, and I will come to that part as well.
Okay.
Here we are talking about the null values. Like suppose in our data frames, we have multiple null values, for example. But
Mhm.
if suppose I don't want to drop that null values, because if I'm going to drop, because this particular fourth row, there is only one null values, but if I'm going to drop that particular row or whole, this 50 and 110 is also going to be dropped. So at least I have to take care about that particular things. So that's why we are using sometime the mean, sometime mode, sometime median, sometimes some specific value, sometime drop is also fine. But as your data is like this, 10052, that means 10052 row will be dropped from your total data sets. So obviously it's a huge impact. We can see uh, in the data analysis. So to avoid the huge impact, at least we should take care and we should keep the things while calculating the average and filling the null values, while taking some specific values and filling the null values. So I was about to explain about like how we can take care of your data sets if the null values are also present inside the data. Just a second.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming to the NN in case of strings. Whomever, that's because in our data frame or in our data sets there is a uh, listing name column is there, and that is the object data type. So I'm coming to my data set here. Data set's name is data frame, or data frame name is DF, if I'm not wrong. So coming to that particular or filling that particular associated with that. So listing name is there. You can see that. Okay, host name is also having the null values. So two categorical or the object type data sets, object type columns we have. So I'm coming to here and just seeing here about like how we can use it. So obviously we can use the fill now. So just see to it that I'm just looking to df dot fill now. Dot fill now. First column name is what? Listing. Listing name dot. I'm using the fill now. The first I can go ahead with the column. So df dot listing name dot fill now. So what I'm going to take as unknown. Whatever the null values are there, null values in the listing name, NN values, that's going to be filled by the unknown. Or you can write anything in this particular, like you are not aware. So you are just going to write at the place of the NN, you are going to null values place, you are going to fill with the unknown. So like listing names, there is a name would be there. Wherever there is a NN values, that's going to be replaced by the unknown values. And in place true means that the place you have to consider as a true. So that place is going to be filled with the unknowns. Similarly, this is for the first columns. So I think my column name is wrong here. Listing is there. That's where I have to check. Or directly you can copy it. So there will be a no spelling mistake is going to be happen. Next, one more column is there, DF. Dot is also not required because whenever we have to perform this particular dot is is obviously you will get it. So df host name. You can see that automatically you get it host name. Again, I'm using fill now. I can use, I'm giving here is the no name. In place two. Just see to that. The two categorical data is presents. If you are not aware, still you can use any particular here like the df dot columns or info, you can take it. So that will be the better options, info. So listing name is our object data type, source name is an also object data types. And one more column is that's we will look at later on. But first we have to look at here. Here you can see it. Series object not but fill now. Because I use triple L. So that's why, yes, done it. Now, if again I'm going to check my data frame here about like whether my data set is like that particular column is having the null values or not. So I can check for the specific column as well. So the null values are removed. So df dot df string dot I already copied it. So is null. So the specific column is going to be considered here, not all this. So now here you can see that host name having the zero null values and listing name is also having that zero null values here. So just see with that. It's very easy. Why? Because I feel at the place of the null values in the listing name, it's can be considered as the unknown, and in the host name, it's going to be considered as the, can say that it's going to be considered as the new name. So you can fill any values with their specific things. So please take a note of that particular. In EDA, people are always confused what exactly we are doing. So in EDA, this all are the things are required to perform it. So please take a note of that particular things. Now one more column is there. One more column is there. We have last review, right? The last next column is what exactly? Last review. Yeah, last review. So I can copy this. If sorry, reviews per month or what? It's not about the last review. Last review already we removed it. I think if I'm not wrong, last review column was we removed it. So last review, yeah. So obviously we have this review per month columns. We have to fill with something or replace something about that particular thing. So what I'm going to see here, try to understand DF. Just I show you about one things because it's a floating type. The data is a floating type. Please take a note of that particular. So first I'm looking here in this particular columns, reviews per month. Okay, is equal to, done it this, it's going to be done with the fill now. That's 0. If I'm going to dot as type, I'm going to convert as well in the type of the integer. Let's it work or not. Yeah, it's working properly. Now, if I'm going to use about the DF, for this particular thing, so dot is null. Let's see that there is a no null values are present in the data sets or in that respective columns. Now, the whole column, if I will draw it again and see about the info, you can see that per month. Now it's integer 64. Now earlier it was the float 60. It's not necessary we have to change the data type. I just show you about like one more things like how we can change the data type as well. Just after that, you have to apply dot as type, whatever type you write need it. It's giving to be conversion in the that simple way. So just take a note of that particular things. Hope everyone understand about whatever we perform till here. Honestly, as you are not quite familiar with the Python, so you will feel difficulties, but whatever the line of a code I written, I try to explain each line of a code, what exactly I'm writing, what exactly I'm doing here. The null values concept is very, very important. You should always remember it. Please take a note of that particular things. Let's I'm performing some things about like outliers. Like this is a very, very important, like why the outlier should be removed, why the statistics is. I will take more 5 to 10 minutes extra. Not time. So this is important. Describe the data set removing outliers. Already I written about commands in the Python. There is a built-in functions. When we apply the pandas df describe, you will get all the statistical things. But can you observe one thing? Can you observe one thing here about object type columns are not present here because it's a statistical or it's a descriptive statistics. Please take a note of that particular. This line of a code will tell you about descriptive statistics and aware and familiar with about the descriptive statistics. This is very, very important. Like we have the count, we have the mean of each columns, those who are having the numerical columns. Take a note of that. Categorical columns or the objective data type columns will not provide you about the mean, standard deviations, mean, minimum value, maximum value, 25th percentile, 50th percentile, and 75th percentile. Please take a note of that. So the host ID is there, latitude is there, whatever you can see that this object type columns are not present, like host name, neighborhood groups, neighborhood, then listing name, whatever the room type, these columns are not present here. Please take a note. And rest, all the columns are available. All the columns. This is the statistical analysis. Now, what we understand about this as a data analyst or as a data scientist, what we understand with the descriptive statistics. Yes, this is the one of the most important questions always asked during the interview times. As a df.describe or df.describe, we always use next week when we are going to meet. I will take more 20 minutes in both the sessions. make sure about one thing's clear is about like that this week I was not well, so that's why. But even yesterday, I got a call from IDMI. They asked me like you can postpone the sessions to one more Saturday. Then I don't know. That's not required. I can take care about that particular things. So we have to conclude about this particular things, and then we can wind up sessions. Uh, so why we use df.describe and why it is important. So these are the always important questions asking during the interview. So the first one is purpose of df.describe is it's summarizing the data. Like what do you mean by the summarizing? So it provide a quick summary of the main statistical features of the data in your data frames or of your data sets. So this includes measure of central tendency, dispersion, and distributions shape, like how your data shape looks like. Inconvenience. Actually, there was a noise was coming, so that's why I just take care of the voice. Then no voice will be there. Yeah, so hope Gurmedar Singh, you understand how to fill NN in case of strings because I just feel about unknown and the new names. So DF dot describes here. So summarizing the data, understanding the data distributions. It helps in understanding the distribution of your data, including the mean, standard deviations range, which is a crucial for the exploratory data analysis, and also the anomalies. By looking at the statistics like the minimum, maximum, and quartiles, you can identify potential outliers or anomalies in the data sets. I can see the price column first of all. This price column, you can see that this price column. Max is 10,000. Just see to it that 10,000, whether dollar or rupees or whatever it may be. The mean is zero. Minimum, not mean. Minimum value is zero. Mean is 152. Average. Standard deviation is 240. 25th percentile is 69. 50 percentile is 106. 75th percentile is 170. I'm looking for the price column. Please take a note of that. And maximum value is 10,000. That means the 75th percentile will show me about like the 175. That is accepted. 25th is 69. 50 is 106. 75 is 175. So what will be the 90 percentile? What will be percentile? What will be the 98 percentile? What will be the 99 percentile? That is the question. But the fluctuation range, you can see that the minimum value is zero, the maximum is 10,000, 25th, 75, 50 percentiles, you can see the fluctuations. But after the 75th to the maximum value, if you can see the fluctuation value, it's directly to the 10,000. Directly to the 10,000s. So that means there is a lot of outliers are present, say in my data frame or in my price columns. So with the help of this df.describes, I can understand whether the anomalies, I can come to explanations in the next sessions when we are going to meet in the next Saturday. I will elaborate about like this particular things. You can take any data and you can try to understand about like this df.describe is why important. Data is not looks like a normally distributed. A lot of outliers are present in the price columns. Obviously, you can see the other columns as well. Max is 40, 75, See the small fluctuations, small interruptions, you can see that. This is the longitude, latitude. That's why it's not going to be affected. Minimum nights we can come to here. You can see that 1250. This is 5 units considered 75th percentile. You can see that 50 percentile is 3, 25th percentile is 1. That is, we can accept it. 100% we can accept it. Value is 1. Maximum is 1250. That means the fluctuation you can say that minimum value to maximum. This means this column is also having the anomalies or the outliers. Total reviews, you can see that. Total reviews column. And try to understand. So this is a quick way. You can come to a certain conclusions, come to a certain observations, and say that this is the problems of the data. Like 25th percentile is what? It's the first quartile, which is the value below which 25th percent of the data falls. And 50 is the median. 50% is the median. 50%, 50 percentile means the median. It's a second quartile. IQR, interquartile range, if you might aware, it's Q1, Q2, Q3. So Q2 is always the median, which is the value below which 50% of the data falls. 75th percentile means the 75th is the third quartile, which is the value below which 75% of the data falls. This we have to understand. 95th percentile, if I will say that, so 95% of the data is going to be false. So this is all about this particular stuff. Here I completed, I already shared this notebooks to all. Please do some practice. Already I shared a lot of Pandas notebook as well, NumPy notebook. Please try to refer it so that when I'm going to meet in the next sessions, I can show you one quick visualizations. Not going to be module 2 is over. In the next sessions when we are going to meet, that time I'm going to conclude about this. If it required to take 1 or 1.5 hours extra, I will take it in the upcoming weeks because I'm not well to continue too long, as I told that. But in the next weeks, 100% I will be healthy and I will take about that particular thing. So don't worry about that scenario, like the curriculum is designs and all. What are the things is going to be there? I'm going to already in this particular module too. I know this particular things is required to come cover up. So don't worry, if required to cover up out in the next week, Saturday, 3 hours, Saturday, Sundays, I will take it. So don't worry about that particular time span or all the things. It's never worry about like whether I'm going to complete or not. So never worry. If required one more Saturday, I will carry about one more Saturday. But I will fulfill about whatever the curriculum is designed, so I will complete it. Yesterday my health was not there, so I was not speed up about the sessions. So that's why otherwise I have to complete yesterday only till here this part. But I was not well. So that's why not able to conclude a lot of things yesterday. So hope everyone understand it. The quick visualizations, one part I want to just show you about this. The quick visualization that already you are aware it, like the outliers, I just called it. Already I imported one library here, SNS. So you can see that SNS dot. I'm taking the price column here. Please take a note of that. X is equal to price column. PLT dot show. PLT dot show. And one more thing says the print. Listen to it that. Outliers. See to it that outliers. This is Q1. The middle line is a Q2. This is Q3. The box plots looks like that. I can show you one box plot here. The same thing. That's we taken one data frame, a normal data frame here. You can see to it here this data frame. EF1 SNS dot box plot. one is X1 DF. I can take the any columns here about this. C1, for example, C1. So you can see it, how the box plots looks like. This point will represent as an outliers. This point is showing about the outliers. Or you can take any C1, C2, C3, C2. Sorry. You can see this. This looks proper C2 because you can see the data 100, 200, 300, 400, 250. It looks like a proper data. Suppose you have taken a value like 1, 2, or selected about the students from the class. Roll number 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and suddenly you selected one more candidate that's whose roll number is 150. So you selected 20 candidates and those roll numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15, 16, 17, and on last student's roll number is 150. So that 150 students would be the outliers, or roll number would be the outlier. So please take a note. I will come to the explanations of this. It's a percentile of that particular piece. That's going to be GSV. You, whatever your name is, GSV, you ask about 20% percentile for that particular piece. It's not about 20% sum. Please take a note of that. So hope whatever I ask about, whatever I taught about today in the sessions, hope everyone understand. Still anyone having any queries or questions, you can ask it. I will try to see that's how we can remove the outliers. We have to see different visualizations, and we'll see the machine learnings, how we can implement ML as well for the data frame in the upcoming sessions. Is there anyone having any questions, queries? You can come to your queries about whatever I taught today. Still anyone not understanding anything, please let me know so that I can try to elaborate. Yes, please, Anuj, you want to say something?
The hand is still raised.
What happened? Yeah, I will share it. Don't worry. I'm not have the permissions to share it, but I will tell my colleagues to share it. Definitely I will pass this message. So don't worry about that. Yeah, Bagde. Sunil Bagde, you want to say, yeah, Sunil Bagde, who asked about the anaconda or something, one question I saw in the chats, just anyone, someone was asked about like I can show you about the anaconda to him. The anaconda is the platforms. It's a very nice platforms because when we have to create a machine learnings and all the things, we always require the environment. So anaconda environment is having a lot of inbuilt libraries of the machine learnings, deep learnings. So it's a fast process. We can do a lot of things. Yes, Sunil, you can speak up because your voice, I can't hear you. Please speak up. You want to say something? I can't hear you, Sunil. Can you just? Yeah, I hope that PDF I can share you. Don't worry about it.
Hello.
Sunil, yeah,
Hello.
Sunil. Now you are audible.
I didn't understand what you were asking to do it practically. 2 days for
What?
to upload that file from CSV.
So why you stop in the sessions? That time you have to always have to tell me that's how I can upload and all the things. Definitely, I will guide you.
Oh, okay.
During the
I-
sessions, you have to interrupt me, just like the others peoples are asking the.
Yes, they were asking. Yes, sir. They were asking. I was trying to get it, but I didn't get it. Got it.
Still, you are. You received the file.
Huh?
You received
No,
the
no.
file, the CSV file.
Yes, yes. CSV file. No. Have
And
you shared it on mobile or?
in WhatsApp group, I shared it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I have
Because
received then it. I have
yeah.
received that file, but I didn't.
So what you can do it, you have to uh paste in.
Hello. Hello.
Just a second.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, just a second. Just a second. Sunil.
Yeah. Other, otherwise, in case of any difficulty, I will call you later on then.
No. You can share your screen. I can guide you. Don't worry. It's not like that. I can spare time. Not an issue
Hey,
about that.
Aishwarya. Aishwarya. एक minute. Just a minute, sir. तू इथंच थांब जरा. Sir,
Yeah, where you downloaded the file? Where is your collab?
डाउनलोड कराल ते फाईल कोलॅब मधले.
Just open the collab.
Oh yes. तू करतेस का?
Can you please share the link?
Hello.
Yes.
Can you please share the link?
It's not a link. Where is a collab? I already shared the collab. I already told about like you have to use to run all the things in a collab. See, better Sunil.
Hello. One second, your voice is so low.
Better what you can do it.
Hmm.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, better what you can do it. You can watch the recordings of
Yeah.
2 days. Whatever I conveyed the messages or whatever I conveyed the steps, you can follow it.
Okay.
And definitely you can reach. If still you are facing the doubts, you can ping me anytime in a text in afternoon times. Definitely I will guide you. So don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone still want to say something? Nita Gupta, Shweta, Satish, anyone? I'm just taking a randomly name because I have the list, so I just taking the randomly name.
So-
Anyone want any doubts or anything
So
more?
are are we going to discuss statistics like simple statistics?
Already I discussed about this descriptive statistics about the things.
Okay.
Already I discussed it, and obviously when we have to calculate some more about the outliers or that thing, so that time already it's IQR and all the calculations are required. So that time also we are going to discuss it. Yes, anyone more want to have any queries or anything want to say? Please go ahead. Someone was commented. That is what is the difference between descriptive statistics and inferential statistics? Yeah, it's a very common questions. I can say that. Descriptive is about, like I said, both of the obviously, first of all, the statistics. So the purpose point of view, if I'm saying that descriptive to summarize and describe the main features of a data sets. They provide a way to present the data in a meaningful and understandable form. This is the first purpose of this. Key characteristics already as explained, summarizations, visualizations are there. And inferential statistics point of view is the use of sample data to make inferences or generalizations about the populations, and they allow you to draw conclusions and make predictions or test hypotheses about data beyond the sample. So that is the difference about. We are going to see the RNNs. See about the curriculums, what are the things it given, everything I'm going to explain it. In this particular curriculum, NLP is there. We'll see the NLP practical implementation as well. TensorFlow and all the things we can see about the ANN, CNN, and RNN models, as well as the creations of the scikit-learns or the machine learning models as well. So whatever the things are given in TensorFlow and the Keras, that times obviously we have to see some ANN, CNN, and RNN practical implementation as well in this particular times. So in practice, descriptive statistics often serve as a foundation for inferential statistics, because if you understand what is the trend, what are the uh, patterns, what is the summarizations of your data, then you can go ahead for the predictions and all the things. So by summarizing the data descriptively, you get an understanding of the data sets that allows you to perform more advanced inferential analysis. Inferential analysis is like the predictions, something, or predictive analysis. Yes, while learning about the Keras and TensorFlow, that time we will see about the RNN and the CNN and the NN model. So this is all about today's. We are going to stop here. We'll meet in the next sessions. Already I shared about this notebooks. Please refer that notebooks. It will definitely help you. That the topic is given already in the AI and all the things. Please take a note of that particular things. NLP we are going to see. We are going to see the computer vision, CNN practical implementations, how you can create a model so that your models can understand the image and that model can provide you the outcome as well. So that is obviously the curriculums. You might have that newspaper if you join from the newspapers. In the newspaper, the curriculum is obviously specified about that particular things. So that all the things we are going to learn about that NLP and the computer visions. In NLP, we will see about like how you can uh, use the textual data. With the help of the textual data, you can create a sentiment analysis. Like if you have the reviews of that the food is test, the food is bad, you can review it and you can create a simple sentiment analysis model, just like the models are using in the e-commerce applications as well.
So just one ask, like, is there any chance that you're going to provide interview questions and answers?
Question? Ask about the interview question.
Questions and answers. That's not in class.
Yeah.
Maybe a PDF.
No, I will share that PDF. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
The PDF
Sure.
I will provide it. I have a lot of PDFs, so I will provide it. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, sure.
Materials I will provide it. I will share the link. You can refer my repositories of the GitHub, so you can take from that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so thank you so much. We'll meet in the upcoming sessions on upcoming Saturday and discuss more. Till that time, take care. Have a nice day.
Thank you.